Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be how I created this DIY Gucci inspired handbag. I looked online, I saw a Gucci bag I'm like, I definitely don't have 4 stacks for no purse, but I'm gonna try and make this one. So if you would like to see how I created this bag, just keep on watching. Alright, so this is the Gucci bag that we will be taking our inspo from. I just went on the Gucci website and just trying to show you like a close-up of what the bag looks like, and that's what I tried to copy everything from. So first you're going to want to print out your little tiger faces, and I just went on Bing, typed in tiger drawing, and then I actually found one that I like better under the thing called tiger mascots because it looks more cartoonish like it does on the bag. And I just used that first one, and I did go into Word and resize it because when I printed out the first time it was too big, so I had to go resize it, which I couldn't do on my Mac. So now we're looking at the word Gucci on the bag. How you can see it's in the Old English font. So that is also on Microsoft Word. You can just type in the word Gucci in the Old English font. It's actually already like in the Microsoft thing. Go ahead and print that out. I think it may work better if you do it bold, whereas I just left it kind of small so it doesn't look as fat on my bag as it does on the real bag. So now I'm using my little light box so I can trace the letters and the tiger face onto a piece of thin fabric, and then I will put that fabric onto some denim, which is bigger, so it looks more like a patch than just, thin fabric. You can do this if you can draw, you can just draw it yourself. Before I got this little box light from Joann's Fabric, I actually traced them I used my ring light. I just put the paper in the fabric over my ring light, which does literally the same thing. You can go over a lamp, anywhere where you can get a light source, and I'm just tracing out the tiger, and I'm shading in the black areas just so when I'm putting down my sequins and painting, I know what to paint what color. So after you trace him out, you're gonna trace your letters, and you don't have to fill your letters in because you're gonna end up painting everything anyway. I just shaded in on the tiger so I know it's just easier for me when I paint and when I lay my sequins down what is gonna be what color. Boom, we got tigers. Rah. So like I said, after you finish tracing out your tigers, you're going to do the same exact thing on that same piece of fabric with your Old English letters. So I printed those out on a piece of paper as well, and I'm just tracing them out. And you want to put all your items, just fit them closely next to each other because you're going to cut them out, so they don't have to be any special type of way. Just use your fabric sparingly, and I just got 1/8 of a yard of each fabric, this thin like linen, cotton, whatever it is, and denim fabric, and the denim is just to glue it on top of to make it thicker so it looks more like a patch. It just looks better to me on the bag, and this is how I make my DIY patches instead of trying to buy them off of Amazon or use embroidery thread. This is just a quick way, and you can literally do anything you can design on a computer. You can turn it into a patch, just trace it, paint it, and you're good to go. So now I'm just cutting out all the tigers and the letters, and you don't have to do anything neat. We're only going to cut them out neat one time, and that's going to be after we put them on the denim and paint them. So just cut them out into shapes, and then we're going to glue them onto the denim fabric, and it's just white denim. And you want to use white fabric just because when you paint it, everything will show up more pigmented. It won't soak into the fabric. Well, I mean, it soaks into the fabric, but you can see it better on white. So now I'm just gluing with E6000 glue the thin fabric onto the denim, and you want to make sure you put glue all around where you can see where you traced that, because that's what's going to stick to the fabric. You're going to cut that out exactly how it is drawn. So make sure that you cover all the stenciled area so it will stick on the fabric after you cut it out. you're doing the same thing with the tigers. And after you have everything glued down, just give them a quick press over, make sure they're completely adhered to the denim, and then you're gonna start painting. Alright, so the paint I'm using is just regular acrylic paint, and I didn't have the exact colors I wanted, so I'm going to mix some stuff up. I'm mixing this bright red, which is what the container says, and brown to give me more of a deep cardinal type of red. Just mixing that together so it's just a little bit deeper. And I'm going to paint my Gucci letters all this color, and the tongue on the tiger this color. And when you're painting the tiger, you're really just painting them so in the case that the sequins that you put on top of it, if anything shows through, it's going to be the same color that you want it to be. So, just taking my time and painting, making a YouTube video, watching YouTube videos, listening to music, and I just zone out. So I'm painting all my Gucci letters that same red color, and then, you know, I'm pretty much, for the tiger, I'm pretty much copying what he looks like on the picture, not on the bag, but the inspo is from the bag where you have the two leopard looking creatures, jungle cats. And for the orange, again, it was too bright for me, or to me, so I mixed it with the brown, and I just mixed it until I got a consistent color that I liked. And after you're done painting and you've let it dry, you're gonna cut everything out. This is where you wanna be as neat as possible. If you want to, after you cut the letters out, since the fabric is white, on the edges you can still see the white, so if you want, you can go ahead and paint that. I chose not to. It just really didn't bother me all that much, but you can. So now what I'm doing is laying out my letters, placing them to see where I want them to be, making sure that it's even and centered on the bag. And after I get the placement right, I'm just going to go ahead and take that E6000 glue and glue that down. Laid out, so now we're going to glue our tigers down and make sure that we can see them when the bag is closed. See them peeking out just a little bit, because of course my bag is not exactly how the Gucci bag, the real Gucci bag is, so we have to play with positioning and just make it look cute. And E6000, it really adheres when you leave it alone for 24 hours. Within like the first 3 to 5 minutes, you can still reposition and move it around. So that's why I like using it, because it really does stay put after you just let it sit. I found it to be the strongest hold. So this is where I've laid out my two tigers, and I closed the bag. I stuffed the bag so I can see how I want my tigers to be. Make sure they're peeking out under that flap when the bag is completely closed. And then this little, it was really a barrette that I found at Michael's, and because the bag has like this little snake decal on it, I just wanted something to accent the lock, so I used that. So now I'm gonna put glitter on the detail areas where I can't like detail it with sequin because my sequins are just too big. So I'm just gonna use glitter to kind of accent these areas where the sequins would pretty much not give any detail to this picture. And do it just like kindergarten, lay the glue down, put the glitter on, and then you shake it off. And there's a plate under my bag so I can put the glitter back in the container, the excess glitter. So now I'm using the E6000 again, and I'm going to start laying my sequins. And I got a variety pack of sequins from Joann's. They have them at Walmart, pretty much everywhere, that had pretty much all the colors that I needed. They didn't have black, so I got that from Hobby Lobby, and I think that was it. And I used the iridescent white instead of the silver that was in the pack, and I got that from Hobby Lobby as well. And I'm basically just laying down the exact color sequence as what I painted. And to accent this, I actually did go around both of the tigers with red sequins just to accent the red Gucci letters at the top. On the actual bag, it has a purple flap, extra flap. I was going to put that around the perimeter of the bag, but I just like the color scheme better with the red, black, little pop of pink, and little white. So I didn't add that on. I just accented the red more and outlined the tiger with red sequins, which I couldn't record because my camera died. Sorry. So after you finish laying all your sequins down, get them how you like them, you're going to want to let your bag sit overnight so they completely dry and everything is completely adhered to the bag. And once that is done, you got yourself a wannabe Gucci bag. Thank y'all so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see y'all in the next one. Stay true.